Welcome to my 5 magical must-haves whenever I travel. So for somebody who's quite the homebody, I do find myself at least once a year traveling, and not like a little bit. To me, driving within the state is not really traveling much, especially if I get to come home. Even if I've been driving for 7 hours, that doesn't really count, but it's like when I'm not home, that counts as my traveling. Typically this is going to be flying or driving out of state, and so this is the magical stuff that I always pack, and I have always, like every time I try and feel like, wait, what do I need? And I think I've narrowed it down to much more realistic what I need. So number 1 is my book of travel. So this is my book. It's very tiny, but there's a reason for that. This is pretty easy to pack, and it's just like your standard little, like I bought this from Amazon. Like it's nothing fancy. I haven't filled out most of it. I'm also planning to actually change out my pages because initially I was doing the runes. I don't know, I find myself being like, well, should I just finish this out and just have the runes in the front here? Or do I want something else? I don't know. Because I feel like the tarot, honestly, you could simplify a little bit more. The runes are pretty complex. Like, I know the tarot can be too, but like, the runes are just like, they're a lot. So anyways, so I don't know. I might keep it, I might not. But in here I have also, I've planning, it's something that I'm working on right now. It's one of my like witchy projects in like real times, is to make this into my travel book. So having this be the book that I just bring with me, and then have my Mega Book of Shadows collection, because it's multiples now. I'm breaking out the binder from a massive one to multiples of different subjects, like a book of divination, a book of spells, a book of whatever. Like, I have a lot of book of blanks, and this is my book of travel. Whether it is traveling to the backyard with me or it is traveling out of state, this is small, compact, easy to carry. Is it a little witchy and a little flashy? Yes, but it's gorgeous. I love this. And I mean, it's relatively small, so it's not going to take up a whole lot of room. But when I need to do ritual on the spot, I want something that has everything written down. I would love to say my memory is great, but like, I can't remember everything. Like, there's certain affirmations that I've been doing every day. I don't have them memorized yet, so like that's going in here. And like, just to have like a simple little thing for like the wheel of the year if I'm not home, to have it in here. And like the moons, same thing, have something in here of something to do, really simple, really like not a lot of tools involved that I can do that just lives in here. Of course, it's also on my ebook of shadows because I love to have a digital copy in case crap happens. You're not totally and completely screwed if you lose this. The only one I don't do that for is my readings and like journal entries. I just feel like if I lose that, it's meant to be. And so other than that though, informational stuff, I always have a digital copy as well as a physical, but this is something that will be traveling along with me. The next thing I always wear anyways, but I have my pentacle necklace. This is the one that I'm planning to wear. I wear it pretty much every day. I also have my pentacle ring, but I will always bring some pentacle item. It's my favorite like sacred symbol to use. I've used it since the very beginning, and it's just always like my thing. So like, I have either jewelry that I wear, or I will bring my very first pentacle. It's just a little necklace, but like the clasp thingy that connects it to the like chain broke. So like it just lives in a bag on my altar right now. Sometimes I will use that, but I will always have some form of a pentacle because if I need to do magic, that is my main tool because it has all of the elements right there. Next is another necklace that I will bring. I couldn't find it, but I'm also in the middle of packing, so it's just a matter of where did I put it. But I have this necklace that my mother-in-law gave me. I think it was for like a Yule thing. I can't honestly remember, maybe it was a birthday, but she had gotten it for me. And it's one of the very few gifts that I have from my mother-in-law. And so it is I think it's an amethyst, and it has different stones, because she was big into crystals, but it's got 7 stones for the chakras. I use that especially on the actual travel days. That key, because I get so overwhelmed, my anxiety's through the roof. And like, there's a lot of like sensory things, but also like anxiety things kicking in because like TSA is like terrifying. Like, you never know what you're supposed to do, and you're just like, I just, oh my god. Like, they're very intimidating to go through, especially after 9/11. Like, it's just horrifying to go through TSA because they're just mad at you the second you get up there, and it's a long line. You don't know how long the line's gonna take. I have anxiety, and like, you don't know what to expect because every time it's different. And so you're just sitting there like, oh my god. So like, I hate travel a lot. I would rather drive, but sometimes like, you can't take 2 weeks of driving to get to a place where you could get there by plane in a day. So you're just like, okay. So anyways, so when I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm just like losing my brain, I use that necklace and I have it pre-charged and ready to help calm down. And I will go through each of the chakra points. Again, it has the stones, and amethyst is good for just calming anxiety anyways. So it was a great stone for her to pick for me because I don't think she knew that I had that problem, but it worked really well. And so I just go through the chakra stones and just like have a little affirmation that I say for each one to help get me a little more calm in a very stressful situation. And of course, when you're going through TSA, like, I can't wear it. You have to take most of your jewelry off, which is going to be fun because like sometimes you're a little big and your jewelry gets stuck. That's always just a little bit of stress, but like, whatever. So like, that's one of those things that I will always take. Just because, like, if I'm driving, I usually will take that and, like, a protection thing. Again, you could use your pentacle. I usually use a Thor's hammer. I have a necklace that is specific for, like, Thor's protection, and I have a different one that I use for, like, different aspects of him. So, like, I sometimes will take that, especially if I'm driving. So, actually, I might end up taking that, too, because we are renting a car. But anyways, so like, I usually have charged necklaces, to say the least, that I will take with me. The next thing is I will always take at least one stone, and usually this is going to be a clear quartz because you can use it for whatever. You don't know what you're gonna need on a vacation, but one stone that you can take to cover your bases, I'm gonna always take a clear quartz. Sometimes I will take like a rose quartz, or I might take one to help with like your stamina, or I might take one to help with like calming emotions, like kind of depending on what's gonna happen when you go. Like if you're traveling for a funeral, obviously you're gonna need different things compared to a vacation at like Disney World versus a cruise, like different needs versus just like visiting family. I just like to take clear quartz because it's just whatever need, it's there. And then lastly, I don't like to travel without some form of divination. And previously I've taken decks, and now I'm kind of leaning towards taking runes. They are smaller and easier to pack than a giant deck. I'm trying not to pack more than one bag for our current vacation, so like trying to minimize space is truly tricky because I'm also the person that loves to take a blanket with me, and I'm like, I can't, and I'm gonna lose my brains because I am always cold in hotels. But that is besides the point. So decks are usually huge. Now, if I had a mini deck, maybe. I've been eyeing a few. There's no way I'm getting it before I go. But like, if I had a mini deck, maybe. But I have all full-sized, very large decks. And so they take up a lot of room. A little bag of rocks, they don't take up a lot of space. So I'm going to be taking a set of runes, not my usual set that I love. It's going to be one that if I lose it, and I don't care. Because never take tools that you will be absolutely devastated if they're gone, because things happen. You lose stuff, things get stolen, whatever. So I'm like not taking my prized one, but just in case I feel like I need to pull some like runes and do some divination, because there have been times where I feel like I need to, or if I want to do magic, there is so much magic to do with the runes that I'm just going to take a set just in case I need it. So anyways, that is it for my magical travel things that I always bring with me. I've changed this over the years. I have different videos showing my travel altars that I've brought. This isn't an altar anymore. It's just random tools that I would need because I can set up an altar wherever. And this is the honestly more practical, like witchy stuff that I would need and use. Because I'm gonna be using my notebook like every day because I do my affirmations every day. And like, if I need my runes, they're there. I don't need, like some people want their special cloth with it. I don't. So like, I would just cast them where I feel fit and like whatever. And like most of the jewelry I'll be wearing. So anyways, I would love to hear what you pack when you go on vacation. Like what are your like 5 like witchy must-haves? Because I feel like as you go through your craft, inevitably it changes. and like where you're at right now is going to be different than in like 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. Like it's going to be different. So I'm just curious, like when you travel, whether it's international, in your state, going on vacation, visiting family, whatever, when you're away from your space, what are your 5 magical must-haves? Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.